Hello everybody and welcome. It's been a little while since I've made any videos, so basically what I've been doing is upgrading our video system and our sound system and hopefully giving you a much better experience listening and watching our videos. There may be still some teething problems with the video quality and sound, but I think as we go along we'll get those ironed out. So just bear with us as we get things really in place and sorted out. So without any further ado, today's video I'm going to be talking about 10 things to think about. And something very interesting, but something that you just need to think about. Some 10 things. So the first one is on the list is success. Now all of us want to be successful in one way or another, but have you really thought about the impact it would have on us? So for example, let's suppose you won the lotto. You won 160 million euros. How would that change your life? Having that amount of success thrust upon you. Or you invented something that suddenly changed the way of society and you become very wealthy, very influential. How would that success influence you? How would it change your life? Have you thought about it? Or have you just been blind, yes, I want to be successful, I want to be wealthy, but there's responsibilities and there's consequences along the way by having such influence and having the wealth to go along with it as well. Have you thought about it, what success would do to your life? Because many people who become very successful and the friends that they had along the way are no longer friends because of envy, jealousy, family members work against them, begrudging them their success. Have you thought about the success, what it could happen, what it could do to you and to your life, and to your family and friends as well? Think about it. But I don't want you, these 10 points, right, to think about it in a negative way. It's something to be aware of, because sometimes we blindly ask for things and we don't fully realise or understand the consequences of what we are doing or asking for or working towards. Because when it happens and it lands on your doorstep, we're at a panic in what to do. So, think about it. Your success. What does it mean to you? How will it change your life? Number 2, friends. Think about the friends that you have in your life at the moment. The people that you have in your life at the moment. Are they an asset? Or are they, let's say, not an asset. Do you have some toxic friends in your life? Are you with a toxic person in your life? Whatever that may be. And why are they in your life? Or have you just kept them in your life because you've grown comfortable with it? And the thing is, sometimes when you have maybe certain friends in your life, those friends may be in fact holding you back from you achieving your true potential. And they don't want you to realise what you're capable of doing. Or you may be in a toxic relationship, whether romantically or work-wise, whatever. And again, they don't want you to be moving on because they need you to be there so that they can take out their frustration upon you. Think about it. The people that you surround yourself with, are they building you up? Are they seeing you as your true potential of what you can be like and how great you can be? Think about the people that you have in your life, the friends that you have in your life. Do you really need them in your life? Or should you be a part of their life? Because you may not necessarily be good for them as well. It may be better that you withdraw yourself. And if you withdraw yourself, you may suddenly find yourself feeling a lot more better, healthier. And I could tell you stories of people who've been in toxic relationships that when they've left that toxic relationship, suddenly their health became a lot better, mentally and physically. Something to think about. Number 3, how to respond to negative people or situation. And I say respond, not react, because the majority of people just react. And you see what's happening now with so many things happening in the world. You find a lot of people are reacting. But funny enough now, there is a sort of a change in how people are reacting. They're not so much reacting now, they are responding. They are starting to realise with certain people you don't, or certain situations, you don't necessarily need to react to it. You can respond in a different way. And that's the important thing. How do you respond to somebody maybe insulting you or taking advantage of you? What do you need to do? Do you need to do anything? Or do you simply need to be quiet and just leave the situation alone and leave them in it? By not partaking or reacting with them, you starve them of the attention and the energy that they'll be taking from you. Because some people just love to see how you're going to be reacting, getting emotionally entwined in their drama. When you take that time to go, let me just think about that, and then get back to you. Now, whether you do or not is a different situation, but that's something there that you need to think about. How do you respond to negative people or a situation? Number 4, when unpleasant things happen. Now, unpleasant things will happen to you. A little rain will fall in your life. Some people may have a downpour in their life. But things will happen in life. It's all part of life. And you can't shelter, you can't hide from it. It's all part of life. Some good things may not happen to you. You may experience losing everything, maybe several times. You may meet horrible people, toxic people. But it's all part of life. And it's the funny thing is how you are going to respond. The more that you're able to think about and contemplate, if such and such happened, what would I do? Now, by doing that, you are preparing yourself. It may not happen exactly like that, but at least you're giving yourself the forewarning that it's a potential. And when something does happen, you're able to go, okay, it's not the best, but at least I'm able to move forward and continue and gather myself along the way without being blindsided. And many times I've heard of stories, somebody being totally blindsided by somebody. They've said something, or done something, and they said, I never ever realised that they could do something like that to me. Why would they do anything like that? We grew up together, we did such and such together. I visited their family, they visited my family. Why would they do something like that? But if you start to have an understanding of a potential of what somebody is capable of, not necessarily going to do it to you, but just have the understanding, then it won't be a total shock if something does happen, or you hear of something happening in somebody else's life. And then you're able to just encourage them and just say, look, I know it's rough at the moment, but you will get through with this. You will be a much stronger person afterwards. A little rain must fall in everybody's life. Number 5, do you quit your 9-to-5 job and go full-time as an entrepreneur or not? This is a big thing that's been going on for a long couple of years now, especially since COVID kicked in, and afterwards, lots of people have developed their own online business. People are doing their 9 to 5 jobs and then doing their side hustle along the way. You know, and sometimes they get to a point where their side hustle is generating more income than their 9 to 5 jobs, and then they're at the point of whether, what do I do? Do I just dish it, stop doing what I'm doing the 9 to 5, and just continue with my entrepreneur side of things? These things are there, and they will always be there, and you've got to decide what is best for you. You know, do you just want to go, well, I've finished the 9 to 5, I've achieved what I need to achieve there, I've grown, I'm thankful for that. Now my entrepreneur side is really going, developing, I'm able to really do what I really want to do, and so that's the end of a chapter there for you. Or do you just do both at the same time? You just reduce the hours in your 9 to 5 and spend more time with as an entrepreneur. It's entirely up to you what is best for you. You know, one shoe doesn't fit all people, so you've got to find that happy medium that suits you best. Or you may be saying, look, I'm totally happy doing my 9 to 5, and you know what, I enjoyed the time as an entrepreneur, but really, it's not really for me. So I'm just going to focus on doing my 9 to 5 job. And so these things that you need to understand and to think about as well. Excuse me. Right, number 6, wealth building. I think this has become more and more important as we through the years, making sure that you're developing a wealth base, not just getting rich, a wealth-based mentality. So you're creating wealth that is sustainable, that is self-perpetuating, that continues to grow when you're not concentrating on it. So developing ways that you can have wealth that is self-sustaining and that takes you one step to the next step and develops even more. Very important, I think, to consider, and I think you'll find lots of videos, lots of books on how to do that. But it's something to think about that you need to be looking at, I think. Right? So, wealth building, important. Number 7, do you need to relocate? This is an interesting one now, and more people are looking at that and doing that more. Especially you have the remote workers, but now that's been clawed back by various companies and businesses. But even still, as for the entrepreneur, even somebody who's working 9 to 5, they may find a job similar in another country or another area of the country that they're working in, which is more conducive to their health. Right? There may be a health factor involved. There may be a family member involved in this that you may need to relocate to, whether in the country you're in or to a totally different country and culture. Do you need to relocate? You know, have you been in one place too long? Maybe the place that you're in is not the right place for you to be in. Something for you to consider and to research. You know, you need to consider, you know, could you be a lot more happier, productive in another place? You know, could you suddenly find your real understanding, calling, whatever you like to call it, that's being in another location could be the thing for you? That's something to think about, for you to research. Number 8, what are the important things in life for you? Yeah. Again, some ways it's always the basic, fundamental things. What are the important things in life that are important? That are important to you. You know, and what's important for you may not be important for me. That's one thing we need to understand. Because sometimes what we think is important and vital, another person goes, nah, that's way down my list, not even on my list of importance. Right? And so that's why, again, if you're with somebody, making sure you're basically on the same page. Because there's going to be differences. but there will be commonalities as well. But find what's important for you in life. Not for somebody else's, but for you. What's important for you? What are the things that you need in life to make your life happy, workable, that you can just get through every day being you? What's important in life for you? Okay? And the more you ask these questions, you may say, I don't know. Sit down and ask yourself these questions. Look about you. Look at the things you buy. Look at the books, the e-books you may have. Look at the things that you consume on your social media, whatever. Look at the things and find out what's important for you in life. Number 9. I think one of the important things is being in the moment. Living in the moment of what you do. Not being distracted, but in that moment. If you're making that cake, you're making that cake. You're concentrating in that cake. If you're eating the cake, you're tasting everything about that cake. You're enjoying the moment. You're sitting down, you're relaxing maybe with a cup of tea, and you're sitting down, looking over a nice river as it gently moves by, and you're just enjoying that cake. You're enjoying the moment around you. You're totally absorbed in that very essence of that moment that you're in. So important to be in the moment. Whatever you do, be in the moment of it. You know, live it, feel it, smell it, taste it, but be in that moment of it. And number 10, don't apologise for who you are. Now, this one can be a little bit tricky because, you know, you could be a person who's totally obnoxious, or you could be a person who's a total walkover. I think you need to get a happy medium of these things here and think about this with some wisdom, because there's a part of you that is who you are. You know, you may be a very happy person, maybe a bubbly person, maybe a very sober person in your view. You know, you may be like a Vulcan, like Mr. Spock from Star Trek. You know, very serious, but it's you. You know, and what we have found is that so many people try to change who they are just to fit in, and it always doesn't work. It always backfires on them at some point, you know. But when they start to be who they are, right, their persona changes. Everybody feels a lot more relaxed. So you go, okay, at least I know who you are, really. You know, whether that's, you know, a very bubbly person or somebody like a Vulcan, Mr. Spock, have no emotions at all. At least we know who you are. I'm not saying it's bad or good, but at least try to be honest with who you are yourself. And that's who. And the thing at the end of the day, the person you have got to be most real with is yourself. You need to be real with yourself. Not with anybody else, but with yourself. And don't apologise. You know? If you like making things, developing things, don't apologise for it. If you like travelling, you know, somebody says, why are you always travelling? Then you get tired of it, don't apologise for it. If you like gardening or listening to classical music, and someone says, I don't like that, it's all tough. You do. Don't apologise for it. But you don't necessarily need to be rude with it. Some people may disagree with me there, but, you know, you can be yourself, but not necessarily obnoxious with it. But still be genuine to yourself. And you don't necessarily need to be a walkover too. but still be yourself. But you'll find that happy medium, hopefully. But these are my 10 things to think about. I may do another one later on. But think about those 10 points I've made and see how you could possibly incorporate it and make use of it in your own life. Or you may come up with something totally different, which is fine. But find something, maybe 10 things to think about and that you can do. So, I hope this video has been of help to you, and if you like it, subscribe, press that like button, leave your comments, do all those good things, and if you need some help, please use the link down below. So, until next time, take care now. Bye bye.